You know, Alexer, your income is your primary tool for building wealth. You heard that right. You might think it's investments, businesses, etc., but no, it is your income that allows you to get to a point where you can afford to invest. The world is split into two. Those who try to make the most of what they have, and that's almost 99% of the population, and the other 1% is obsessed with the idea of creating more. Now, the story I'm about to tell you is the personal story from the life of Mr. Emil Anton, the founder and CEO of Alux, that I've got the pleasure to share with you today. So, we grew up in a poor family where resources were thin, to say the least, meaning you had to stretch what you had for as long as you could. You probably know the diet. Some of you had rice, for us it was potatoes, for others it was ramen noodles, and some nights you pretended you weren't hungry anyway and you went to sleep for supper. The head of our household was our father, who had dictatorial control over the family's finances, and as a result, we never spent anything. The man was obsessed with minimizing all spending. Even today, he would still take the light bulbs out of their sockets just so people don't forget to turn the light off. That kind of obsession. He was a workhorse and adamant about pulling us out of poverty, so we all got with the plan. The man worked non-stop and no family member was spared from helping out. The scorched earth approach of "you don't need toys, play with your imagination," it paid off. In 10 years, he built his grocery store up and eventually opened a second location. We watched our father literally pull our family out of poverty through discipline and hard work. 40 years later, he's still going strong, working every single day. Now, the reason why we didn't have any money to spend is because the man was reinvesting everything in a business that had fairly low margins and not that much upside growth potential. So he had to spin that wheel over and over and over and over again just to make a tiny bit more so he could reinvest and then reinvest again. In those 10 years, we went from 4 people living in a studio apartment that we were renting to them buying their first 1-bedroom apartment, and then a 2-bedroom and eventually a house. We learned a valuable lesson by watching our father. You can brute force your way out of poverty, but you can't brute force your way to wealth. There are 2 levers you can pull as an individual. You can decrease your spending, and you can increase your income. Now, my father decreased the spending the most he could, and he used the difference as a means of increasing the income. Marginally, but that was the best way he found. Growing up, we hated the physical labor of having to carry heavy boxes of produce, and it felt like the sacrifice of never spending any money was too big. In our ignorance, we wondered, why do some people earn exponentially more while our dad outworked everybody we knew and barely made any progress? We knew there were people out there who went on expensive holidays outside of the country, to beautiful beaches we only saw on the cover of magazines at the newsstand. To my dad, these people were corrupt, grew up with money, or were doing something illegal. Now, as we've matured, we realized this view of the world was skewed by his understanding of how the game of money works. He took extreme amounts of action, but he had a knowledge problem that limited the pace of his growth. His problem was there's only so many expenses you can cut out of your life. You can only go down 100% on your expenses, but your income can go up 1,000,000 times if only you know how to do it. So, we've never been big fans of cutting things out of our life. Business-wise, we're obsessed with our numbers, but on the personal side, we'd rather splurge than suffer. The internet gurus all like to tell you that if you save $10 a week by not buying coffee and investing that into the stock market, by the time you're 85, you'll have enough to buy yourself a coffin which you'll be buried in. Plus, your life was miserable because you never got to enjoy single origin coffee or the little pleasures that make life actually enjoyable. If you were never able to save money or live on a budget, that's okay. It's not you. You don't have a savings problem, you have an income problem. Your income is not high enough to allow you to save money. And this is one of the biggest lies you've ever been told in your life. The truth is, saving money actually keeps you poor, because saving money doesn't increase your earning capacity or your income, which we've established is your primary vehicle for building wealth. At most, you stay at the level you're currently at. Poor people try to cut spending. Rich people increase income. They go from, "This is why I can't afford this," to, "How can I earn more so I can afford it?" You increase your income by focusing your efforts on one thing. You're not trying to do everything, just one. One business, one project, one channel, one type of customer, over and over and over again. There's this bullshit narrative running around that rich people have at least 7 income streams that makes people think they all need to be making money left and right. But the people who do this have never made any money. You don't actually get rich by adding different income streams. Yes, you heard that right. You just focus on one. Build it up as high as you can, and once you get rich, you safeguard your wealth by creating the rest. When you're in the income growth stage of your life, you don't diversify. The more you understand what you're doing, the less diversified you are, because you're getting the highest return from the thing you're best at. You shouldn't even think about investing until you earn over $100,000 per year. Until then, refocus on your primary thing. Get better and better at it until it prints out more cash than you know what to do with. People earn $50,000 a year and talk about investing in stocks. These people will not be wealthy because even if you beat the market and get a 30% return on your investment, you're only making $3,000 on that $10,000 invested. And at $50K a year in earnings, you can't really afford to invest more than that. We're gonna let you in on a little personal secret because you're a paid subscriber to the app and we've learned all our multi-millionaire friends do this. We invest over 90% of our income. Could you afford to do the same? Now, the only reason that rich people are able to do this is because our income is so high and we can simply keep our spending under control, which leaves us with so much additional capital that we can deploy it into assets, which in turn increases our income even more. If you're an employee, the fastest way to grow your income is to learn a new skill and apply for the job title your boss holds at a different company. Or even better, you incorporate, and instead of being an employee of the company, you now get to be a consultant or a contractor for multiple companies. Productize your skills, put them on the market, and in under 1 year, you'll earn more money from the business than from the job, and it doesn't mean you can't keep both. If you're smart, this is a 5x on your current income. For the young hustlers, entrepreneurs, and business owners, here are the exact elements that contribute to how much you earn. First up, how long have you been in business? Yep, you know the big goals take time, so the people who have been in business the longest have had the opportunity to fix all the little things that you have on your list, but you never do. So you fix 1% here, a 2% there, you release a new product, you perfect your email list and the funnels, you create more content, you understand the customer better. All of this is a matter of doing the work for larger time horizons. This is why you don't see many 20-year-olds who have yachts parked in Monaco, because it takes decades to get there. 2. How many potential customers are there for you? In Silicon Valley, we used to call this TAM, Total Addressable Market. How large is the pond you're gonna fish in? In the beginning, you start off with a hyper-specific customer avatar. You target a small niche, and in time, you grow to dominate it. But eventually, you'll plateau, so you have to expand the market and what you offer. When you do this, you realize every aspect of your business needs to be upgraded. Selling restaurant equipment to restaurant owners is very different from selling stoves and kitchenware to the mass market. Higher income individuals have a higher addressable market. 3. A higher LTV. So in technical terms, this is called increasing the lifetime customer value, meaning how much money you're able to extract from each customer. There are 4 ways to increase how much money customers give you. You raise prices by 20% for your base product. You will lose some customers, but probably less than 20% of your existing customer base. So you earn more per customer and it opens up more spots to bring in new customers. You upsell to your current customers, meaning you extract more value from those that you've sold to before by adding products that complete the puzzle of their problems. With a focus on saving time over the long run, you get people to buy more often. Now, the reason why all these shopping and food delivery apps offer free delivery on their premium upgrade is because they know that once you get Amazon Prime, you'll order more frequently because psychologically you want to take advantage of that free delivery. We've found success by giving them a discount if they commit to spend more. So for example, 20% off if you pay for 5 sessions or buy 5 products right now. This has worked incredibly well with medical and beauty clinics. Try to get more money now for future rendered services. And have people lose status if they leave. So this translates to how long you can keep a customer within your walled garden. If you leave our membership club, well, you'll no longer get to attend our upcoming event with X big shot that you really want to meet. Plus, your friends who are also members here will think less of you, so you stick around. In technology companies, this is called a churn rate, how many customers you lose per month. Now, the last way to increase your income is by 4, to reposition for richer clients. So let's say you're only able to service 20 customers per month. That's your customer cap. So instead of selling 300 security systems to individuals and bringing in $6,000 a month, well, you could reposition yourself and go after hotel owners at $10,000 a pop. If you're able to service 3 a month of these higher level customers, that's a 5x on your income and 7 times less hassle because now you're only dealing with 3 egos instead of 20. We've used all of these strategies to grow multiple companies from our portfolio, and it paid off big time. While our father was obsessed with never losing money and minimizing our spend, we're focused on increasing income to a point where even if we lose some, we'll still be okay. The freedom higher income brings you is incomparable with anything else in your life. It's security, knowing that no matter what happens, you and your loved ones will be okay. A higher income allows you to enjoy life, not just survive it. And that's the purpose of this app. To get you to a point where you thrive in this world, where you feel open to exploring it and indulging in its beauty. So your action item for today is figuring out what strategy you can use to increase your income. Some of you already have the skill set to earn more, you're just selling to the wrong kind of customer. So once you double your income, please send us an email at contact@alux.com and share with us your story. We can't wait to celebrate your wins and hear from you. We'll see you back here tomorrow, Aluxer. Take care.